Greetings, my fellow unicorns. I'm Jolene. Welcome to Jolene Sparkles. Sorry for the late start here. I've been trying to get Valheim working, but unfortunately there was a patch and it completely messed everything up. Starting and, well, I was able to connect once and then said wrong version, so I tried to and then now it's crashing and not even starting. So unfortunately we won't be able to play Valheim tonight. I know it's a bummer. I was really looking forward to it. Unfortunately, we won't be able to, but we could still play some Dyson Sphere program, which I've been really wanting to play some more of. I was playing it the other night. I was having a lot of fun with it. It is a lot of fun. Hi, Simon. Speak of the devil. I was just about to mention you, actually. So let me see if I can get this. It's going to be an interesting little test. I haven't done this yet on my stream, but let's see if I can get this working. So Simon, which is a fan of mine, made this amazing image, which I thought was just absolutely amazing, and I want to show it to you. Check this. Yes, I have a thing for unicorns, which is why I, greet everybody with "Hi, my fellow unicorns" and such, And I'm looking over, and I still have this little error in my green screen. It keeps popping up over here, and it's kind of driving me. Oh, sorry, one second. Never mind. I thought Brittany was playing something back there. But anyway, so yeah, so unfortunately the game keeps crashing, and I got this green screen spot over here. It's the errors that keep popping up. It's kind of driving me crazy, but anyway, so let's get into some Dyson Sphere program. Let's see. I don't know if I can actually edit the... well, actually, I guess I could edit the stream right now, but, we're just going to leave it as is, even though we're playing Dyson Sphere program. I don't want to bore you with all the details of me going through and changing that. Actually, I guess we could do that right now. Let's see if we can change it. Oh, I guess I should switch over to the... There we go. Wait, is that the right one? Yes, it is. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I can't believe this thing is crashing. It's like, just keeps going through a crash loop. It's the craziest thing on earth. I don't know what's happening there. Like, it keeps throwing exceptions, and, yeah. No global game managers found. Quitting. Interesting. Failed to initialize player. Huh, that's weird. Yeah, I don't know what's up with that. There's definitely something really, wonky going on there. Okay, so yeah, Dyson Sphere program. Let's see. Hold on, let me get some of this kind of mixed around. Wait, which game was I playing? Oh yeah, Jolene Sparkles. As you can tell, like here's like, wait, where is it? Yeah, so you can see here I actually did start a new game for my personal game. I was like, I want to, play around with a couple of their newer plants and see if I can get one and stuff. And I found I actually used one of the seeds that I found on Reddit to, it was like a 10-O O-type star universe, and I'm trying to go for the galaxy or Milky Way, kind of record, not really record, but trying to get on the map there. Simon says, which is why I did the unicorn centaur. Yes, exactly. Yeah, I'm just obsessed with unicorns. I love them. Maybe someday I'll get a unicorn tattoo. I keep talking about it, but yeah, no, I don't like I love tattoos, don't get me wrong, but the thought of getting a tattoo scares me because I don't like pain. So yeah, anyway, okay, I'm not going to change the title. I'll change it afterwards. It's all good. Okay, so where did we leave off with Dyson Sphere program? Now, one of the things that's going to be interesting is kind of getting back into like where I was with this game versus the other game that I was doing. So some of the improvements that I made on the other game that I was working on, and I'm actually right about the same state, but I changed around the way that I do my mall. And I'm going to see if I can reincorporate some of those changes into what I did here, which was, I kind of did a little bit of that here, which is kind of running through some things like this. And then kind of like, but instead of like having them come off like this, I actually did 3 three resource lines on each, so I was able to get more of the base components in there. So I was able to have things like gears and, all the other stuff in there, and copper and such. And then what I did was I left a little space in between these, and then I ran the belt kind of coming down this way to connect over to the storage containers. And I spent a lot of time emphasizing to make sure that each step of the tech tree I emphasized and worked exclusively on my mall to make sure that everything was in a quick space, easy to find. I spread my different resource trees around the planet, so it's like I can remember, okay, purple. Like I'm working near purple, I need to get back to purple, so it's easier to find. I made sure that my main resource thing, just like this here, is right near where my mall is, so it's very easy to kind of find my way back. It's past 3 a.m. for me. Oh, wow. That's so you're definitely East Coast, I'm guessing. Well, good night, Simon. Thank you for stopping by. Much appreciated as always. And you are a great artist. I love it. Thank you so much again. And you could always watch the replay tomorrow if you want. I know that I'm doing Thursday. It's kind of a different day for me. But yesterday I had a really bad headache. It was really massive. It was one of those headaches that was so bad I actually had to call out of work. I get migraines, I get really bad headaches. A lot of it's related to my medication, unfortunately. And yesterday was really bad. Like I did nothing at all productive yesterday. I was just, it was bad. It was brutal. I mean, I haven't had a headache like that in a really long time. Like it wasn't like my migraine headaches where like I have to like shut the shades and like put something over my ears because even the sound of like crinkling paper will give me a headache. Or, make things worse. It was like one of the other like pressure and stress headaches. So it was a different type. But either way, you know what? Headaches are not fun regardless of which type. Just glad I don't get cluster headaches. I've heard that those are pretty out there. So yeah. So one thing that I did notice in my newer stream, or excuse me, not newer stream, but newer game, and I kind of was kicking myself on this because I'm like, I can't believe that I really didn't notice this before, but I had not been upgrading and using my plane smelter. I don't know why I haven't been using them. Like, I was kicking myself after I realized, like, oh my god, like, how have I not been using these the whole time? They've been in the game for a long time, but I don't know why, because I guess I just, kind of forgot that, okay, yeah, there's the assemblers, you go up to level 3, but there's no upgrade for chemical plants. There's no upgrade for, for miners. There's no upgrade for, like, research. There's no upgrade for a couple of these other, well, there's individual research upgrades, but like there's no upgrade for solar panels and that kind of stuff. I mean, I guess the ray receiver kind of is, I don't know, but like I kind of forgot about that, and I don't know why I just never, so either way I'm kind of kicking myself for that, and I felt kind of stupid about it. I was like, I can't believe that this actually happened, like whatever. So that was another thing that I did in my newer seed that I'm playing, because I wanted to make sure that the one of the things that I found out about on Reddit, because I was, reading a little bit about the game, I was like, I wanted to get it back into it a little bit. I wanted to see some of the changes kind of coming through, so I was catching up on some news. The location of the neutron star and the black hole, which are the only two locations that you can get the unipolar magnets, which is a crazy concept, by the way. But the only place that you can get those is neutron stars and black holes. And it's my understanding that there's only one of each of those in every single seed that you generate. The further they are in relation to where your starting point is how many of them will actually be in that map. So if you have a black hole that's really close to you, you're not going to get as many as if they're super far away. But the disadvantage to them being super far away is that it takes a lot more fuel to actually get there. The black holes look amazing. I hadn't actually seen the black holes in this game. They look amazing. I absolutely love them. So we're going to do, starting off, while I keep blabbing away and, doing my usual blabbing away, I'm going to start packing myself up here to go on a little adventure all the way across the galaxy to another galaxy far, far away. No, we're going to be in the same galaxy. But I'm going to pack up a bunch of stuff, and we're going to go take a little trip over there. And since I know it's going to take a while to get there, I'll do some more chatting during that. So what are some of the things that we're going to need to settle on a new planet? Well, we've done that a few times now. Hey, PJ. It is not a Tuma. I know. It's funny that you spelt it like that. Tuma. Anyway, how you doing, PJ? And Ohio, the state that like, why are serious question? Why are all the astronauts that are from Ohio trying to escape the Earth just to get out of Ohio? I ask you that. I'm just kidding. That's a meme I saw a while back, and I still legitimately have that question. Why are all the astronauts so desperate to get away from Ohio that they're leaving the planet? Huh, makes you think. Anyway, okay, so we're going to need to pack up a bunch of things. And some of the things that we're going to need, like these little satellite things, will be nice. We're definitely going to need a lot of arc smelters, even though we'll be able to produce some while... Oh, wait. No, we're not going to be using them. We're going to just ship it off directly, so we don't technically need them. But let's take a look at that black hole, which is over here. And so we got fire ice, we got fractal silicon, and we got unipolar magnets. But let's see, are they all on the same planet? Yes, they're on the same planet. So that means that we do actually want to grab some of this things. So we can see we got some wind energy there. It's only 70%. We got solar energy, 86%. Ohio sucks. I miss San Francisco. Yes, PJ, I completely agree with you. And yeah, I don't know why you moved to Ohio, because it's, well, Ohio. But yes, there are black holes in this game, and we're going to go, oh, look at that. But guess what? This is not what it looks like. This is only what it looks like from the outside. When you get closer, it looks way, way, way cooler. It's a weird graphical glitch going on there. Anyway, so these are all on the same planet. The rares, even though they don't show up here, there are some rares that will be on that individual planet. So let's pack up a bunch of stuff and prepare to head there. And the fractal silicon, which we're going to get from there, you can see that we can convert that into, for each one of these, we will get 2 of these crystal silicons, and we use them in smelting facilities. So we'll just set up a smelting facility there, and we get to ship them out. Or we can just ship the raw material and build them here. Either way, we'll just bring a couple of smelters in the event that we decide to do it while we're there. Let's grab a couple of foundations, because who knows how much foundation we're going to really need. And it's always good to bring a bunch of extra foundations so we can grab some extra dirt while in there. There are some things that we don't need to bring with us. Like, we have a lot of extra storage on us right now. We don't really need to bring all that storage. So I'm going to go back to my little storage box that I had all this miscellaneous crap in and kind of drop that off. Where is... Oh, there it is. Over here. Oh, by the way, PJ, you missed it a few seconds ago. I'll pop it up again. This is something I had a fan make for me, and it is super awesome. Check this out, PJ. Oops, there we go. Okay, so let's drop off some of this stuff that we don't need. We don't need this extra storage. Drop that off. We don't need these chemical thingies, so we'll drop that off. We don't need the fractionators. We can drop that off. Drop that off. Drop some of these extra materials off that we don't need right now. We're going to need some power, so let's head back over to our mall and get some of that stuff. It's over... Where's our mall? Here's our mall. Definitely want to grab some solar panels because we're going to need to set up a good amount of solar. There is wind there, so let's grab some wind. Well, wind turbines. We're not going to grab wind because you can't grab wind. I know, weird. It's very weird. Let's see. Dropping off some more of this stuff that we don't actually need to bring with us. We don't need to bring those. guess we don't technically need to bring the logistics vessels, but I guess we'll just kind of leave those there for right now. Interplanetary logistics, we'll definitely need that. We'll bring some of these local logistics drones. We got some of our full accumulators. That's great. Let's grab some of our arc smelters. I don't know why they call them arc smelters. It's kind of weird. I don't know. Is it weird or weird? Let's see here. Let's get some more drill action going here. Kind of drop you off over there, and we'll just top off that other one. Where is it? Oh my God, where is it? There you are. And then let's see, what else do we need? Okay, so we have, I'm just gonna drop you right there. Let's see, let's grab some more belts. Make sure we have plenty of those. My God, where are the belts? Oh yeah, that's right, I put them over here. That was another big thing that I changed around with my design, is I tried to make sure all of the items for my mall were all close by, because it's a pain in the neck when you have to fly around to a bunch of different places to grab a lot of the basic things that you need. Okay, there's probably a lot of other things in here that we don't really need to bring with us, but that's okay. I think that should be sufficient. I do want to grab a little bit more fuel. I forget where we have our... Where is it? We want these deuterium fuel rods, because they are definitely great. They recharge really fast, or well, not fast, but they recharge you faster, which is great for these long journeys, because especially when you go on these long journeys, it can take a while to, recharge, because you do have to, recharge several times. We have definitely plenty of these space warpers. One thing we're going to do before we leave, we're going to set up one more of these interplanetary logistics right here. And this one is going to be for... Let's see, let's try to make this as close as we can. There we go. And this one is going to request those I can't say that word. Unipolar magnets. We're going to set this to remote demand. We're going to fill this up with some of those. There we go. Pop off a bunch of those. We're going to set our minimum load for our drones, which honestly is another thing I can't believe I missed it in the UI for so many... I played this game countless hours, and I can't believe that I missed actually being able to adjust these values. I saw them. I just saw a graph, and I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. I didn't realize that you can actually adjust these values. I felt so stupid. I don't know. Maybe it's something they added recently. I don't think so, but, I felt really stupid once I realized that. Not going to lie. But, hey, whatever. Okay, so we're going to, tab over to that, and we're going to set this in there. What it's going to do is fill up a little bit more of these space warpers, so they can just immediately start requesting those as needed. Let's go back to find our black hole, which is over here. We're going to set our indicator. We already have the pin going, so that's great. So now we can kind of head out. And another thing that I realized recently is when you are heading to a really far remote destination, it's best to, before you hit caps lock and hit warp, it's better to accelerate yourself now to maximum speed, because as soon as you come out of warp, you're going to be out of energy, which is expected. And there we go. That's basically max. We're going to regen up just a little bit before we hit caps lock. And what's going to happen is as soon as you pop out of warp... Are you going to trivia? You don't even like trivia, PJ. I don't know why you're going to trivia. I hope you're calling your team name Aquatine Drinking Horse? Is that what I almost said? Anyway. But yeah, that's what we used to call our team name in San Francisco. It was the Aquatine Drinking Force. And anytime we didn't know the answer to a question, we just answered Backstreet Boys. So yeah. Anyway, if you watch the Aquatine Drinking Force episode, you'll get it. So yeah, just recharging a little bit. We only got 28.28 light years away. We're going to get about 10 light years out of this, even though we're not fully charged up. But now what's going to happen is when I drop out of warp, even though I didn't let us charge up all the way, when I drop out of warp, we will still be going out to 2,000 meters per second, which is super good because you'll be able to get a little bit more time out of it. I mean, to be honest with you, I haven't really tested it to see how much extra you get out of it, which I should run a comparison on that at some point. I'm kind of curious about that. Maybe I'll do that later on tonight. We'll see. But yeah, it would be an interesting test. Okay, so yeah, we only got 6 light years, so not that far. So maybe, actually, let's write this down right now because I want to see how much extra we get out of this. So 22.666, yeah, 22.666. I know it was a little bit higher than that, but whatever. I'm not really going to actually calculate those decimals. But let's see how it gets when we get up to the top. Because to be honest with you, we only got 4 light years out of that travel. I mean, we're not going to get. I mean, I don't even think we're going to get a full light year out of the 2,000 meters per second. So you know what? To be honest with you, maybe this wasn't worth it. I guess you could just hit shift a little bit to kind of get a little bit extra distance while you're waiting to regen. That's possible. I'm not sure. Yeah, having some more of my coffee because I just don't drink enough coffee. Yeah, right. But I swear, if I don't drink coffee all day long, it's hard for me to stay awake. That's unfortunately because of my meds. Meds are not fun. I hate meds. I hate my pain meds, but unfortunately, I have to take them. And unfortunately, they make me really tired sometimes. So I have to take them a lot. And, I have to take them when I'm prescribed to take them, which is a lot, unfortunately. And it makes me really tired. So in order to stay awake, I have to drink a lot of coffee. It's not fun, but I also love coffee. I'm not gonna lie. I love the taste of coffee. I only put milk in it, no sugar. I can drink it black. I prefer it with milk in it, but whatever. Wow, I'll tell you, the recharge time coming out of warp. This is one thing that does. It's a little bit slow, but while this is going on and recharging, let's take a look at the Milky Way. To get to the Milky Way, you just it's not working, but let's see. Oh, I forgot to hit M to go to map. So we're just gonna. So normally you would just zoom out to here, and you get a look at your galaxy, and you can see we didn't really go that far away. Sorry, one second. Oh, it's just somebody yelling outside. Unfortunately, my apartment is right next to a big road, so you always hear people going back and forth and yelling and everything, So here's that new thing that they added, and I forgot to bring it up during the last major patch. They added the, which is kind of cool, Civilization Type 3, which is kind of cool, because that's all based on the, the whole, was it Fermi Paradox, I think? I think Fermi Paradox is the one that brought up the Civilization type. And Dyson spheres are kind of a concept with it, which I love the fact that, quick side note, Star Trek Next Generation actually talked about Dyson spheres. And they discussed, that, it was kind of a concept during this, current age. And, they found out that there was better ways to generate power and that kind of stuff. But somebody actually created one. So you'll see my name in 2 different places. That's because I do have one other game that I'm playing, which is my newest game. In this particular, let's see, I'm not sure which seed I'm on right now, but let's see. The seed that I am playing on, it is Possessor. What does Possessor mean? I don't know. But, okay, that's what it is. I guess it's the person who started it first. But you can see this is the current game that I'm playing because I'm the only person that's on that particular cluster. And it's based on your seed, and the number of stars and stuff that you pick. So you can see there's only one engineer. And for the other seed that I'm playing, there are 14 engineers. So, and I think that, I guess if you click on these, okay, so this is generating 11.2 terawatts. So is it showing larger stars for the areas that are generating more power? So this is 316 megawatts. And if I come over to this other one, it's 138 gigawatt. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I guess that's what it is. Okay. So the larger areas have these larger stars, and I guess you could technically just jump onto one of these because you can just grab that seed and just run with it. But yeah, you can see 14.9. This one user is generating 14.9 terawatts. That is incredible. So part of me does want to, just create a brand new seed that's just me and just go all the way to it. But before I do that, I want to. I mean, wow, that's crazy. This one has 704 engineers that are generating 2.63 terawatts. And then this one is just one engineer, and they're generating 14.9 terawatts. That is insane. And then this one over here is 21 engineers for 14.2 terawatts. So I'm kind of wondering if maybe somebody's hacking on that one. I'm not sure. But this one's kind of a black hole, so that's kind of interesting. Or it's showing up as the black hole colors, but yeah, that's kind of interesting. Anyway, let's see how we're doing on our charge. Ooh, wow, still got a ways to go. Oh my god, this is just going slow. Maybe I should have done this warp before I started the stream. Oh well. So yeah, maybe we will actually get a Ooh, did this pause when we went into the Oh, unfortunately, this might have actually paused when we went into that stream or to that screen. Oh well, that would be a bummer if that's the case. I should have actually. All right, let's see. 533. So Woitel gets 530. 530. We're just gonna stream or zoom out for like a second or two. And yeah, I have a feeling that going to that Milky Way screen basically pauses the game. But let's try that one more time because I realize that you just go the normal map and it doesn't do it, but you got to go out a little bit further. So let's see. So we're going to wait till like 1 and then zoom out further to the Milky Way. There we go. We're going to wait like a good 10 seconds or so, and then in theory, if we go back in, it should have paused the game. That's really annoying if that's the case. Maybe they'll fix it later. I'm sure there's reasons why. Yeah, look at those other seeds, like 9999. Oh, interesting. The higher numbers are further out on these arms, it looks like. Oh, no, maybe not. I wonder how it determines where it's going to put you in that cluster. Okay, where are we at now? 530. Yeah, so I guess going to the Milky Way does pause it. So it was interesting going into that. It looks like the higher numbers are further out in the arms, and then I'm kind of curious how they determine. I mean, of course, it's procedurally generated. There's probably some algorithm that says, okay, well, based on the seed ID, they're going to position you wherever in the Milky Way. But I'm curious how they decide where they're putting in there. Obviously, they want to put you closer to the arms because, let's face it, in the real Milky Way, you're going to be in those arms. You're unlikely to be in the other areas because the stars have been formed in those arms. That's why those arms exist, because that's the majority of the star formations and such, Oh, we are at maximum. Sorry, I was talking so much. I kind of... Yeah, so how much did we get? We only got 0.2 light years, so maybe it wasn't worth letting that charge all the way up. Well, it's also a good thing I didn't bug my friend Sarah too much to come join the stream tonight. I did ask her. I was like, hey, come play some Valheim with us tonight. And she mentioned that her boyfriend was not feeling well, or I forget. There was something that happened. Like, I think he hurt himself or something, and he wasn't going to be able to play. And she didn't want to, make him sad by just playing alone, which, I totally get it. I would be sad if I had a, hurt arm and I couldn't play video games and somebody else was playing. I'm just kidding. I wouldn't care. No, it wouldn't bother me at all because I can play games with one hand. Maybe not Valheim, though. Valheim would actually be pretty challenging to play with one hand. Wow. Okay, there we go. So, yeah, we got like 12 light years. Wait, no, 12? No. Oh, my God, I can't math. So, yeah, we didn't even get 10 light years. Oh, my God, we still got another 1.5 jumps to get there. Jesus. Well, it's hopefully we can recharge a little bit more. I guess while that's going through, wait, does this actually pause recharging? Let's see. So we're going to try that one more time because I hope it doesn't pause. I want to have something for us to do while just waiting for this silly screen. Okay, see, 2, 1, boop. And we'll come back to that in a second. Wait, it was at 1, 1. I'm just going to wait like a few seconds. And, okay, so that doesn't pause at least. That's good. Okay, good. We're going to wait till exactly 14. Perfect. So at least we can come in here and we can take a look at our upgrades and see what we want to do. Oh, this is actually something that's probably good. So let's go ahead and research this. This will unlock the total amount of energy we have, which does make generation itself a little bit slower. However, once we're able to unlock that, we can't unlock this one because it requires the top tier science. But the cool thing is that once we unlock that other one, we can unlock this one as well, which will speed up our recovery speed, which is really nice. However, almost guaranteed we'll be at our destination before that happens. But yeah, luckily this is allowing us to regen while we look at that screen, so at least we have something to do. Normally, like when I did this the other night, when I was flying to a black hole on my other seed, I was just like watching TV, so it was no big deal. I was able just to like let this thing kind of do its thing, and I just looked over at my other screen, whatever. But yeah, some other upgrades we're going to want to get at some point. The movement speed's definitely very good. Chances are by the time we're done with researching this one, because it requires so much, I mean, I think we have plenty of these lower tiered sciences. It's the green science we don't have a ton of. So I think that we would probably be out, and I don't think we're going to have enough to really research that. So let's hold off on that one just right now. The lifetime is probably pretty good. It will spend a little bit less resources overall. Vein utilization, we'll probably want to get that next because we want to be able to, especially if we're going to go for the long haul on this stream. I don't think we're going to be honest with you. I don't think that I'm going to... I mean, we're going to keep playing this one until we've basically unlocked everything in the game and we've completed the main quest line. But then at that point, I think we may or may not take a break with this, play a different game for a little while, and then kind of come back to this game later on. But we'll create a brand new map at that point. So this particular, game, I'm not sure how long term I'm going to go with it. But if I was going to go really long term on it, I would consider getting this right away to make sure that we can, save up as many of those unipolar magnets. And of course, you got, you could do some of the ones that go into the unlimited and such. Research speed is another fun one. That's good. I don't know how we're doing on the purple science right now. Let's see here. Let's see how we're doing. We're almost charged up, and I think that we should... we will probably not make it there on one more. I think we'll still have like 2 light years left, give or take. Am I doing my math right? One thing about my math is that it's always wrong. No, I'm kidding. Math is not my specialty. Math is hard. Yeah. Hi, Brittany.
Hi, Jenny.
I thought you were over there playing with your Lego and Barbies and eBay.com and I don't know.
What is it that basic girls do? All that, yes.
Yes, yeah.
In video games.
Wait, did you just call yourself basic?
I'm a little basic.
You guys hear this? She's claiming she's basic, and I'm dating her? I can't date basic! You're not basic. She's not basic. She claims to be basic, but she ain't basic. Even if she was basic, I wouldn't let her be basic.
I'm a little basic.
She's not basic.
I'm not a basic being.
See how it changed from I'm basic to maybe I'm basic to maybe I'm a little bit basic? You're not basic. Do you want to be basic? I mean, she's giving me these puppy dog looks of like, but I'm basic. Do you want to be basic?
No, I'm just lame and boring.
You're not lame and boring.
Anyway,
you're busy. No, I'm good, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you so much for
You
asking.
don't need coffee?
I have plenty of coffee right now. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Not warm?
But no, it's actually pretty good. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, we're just kind of waiting for this thing to recharge. It's unfortunately very slow. And we've had to switch to this game because unfortunately the Valheim patch messed everything up.
Of course it did.
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah, but last time I got lucky, it did work. But this time, unfortunately, I tried to load the server and it just crashes. It's just throwing errors that won't work at all. So I don't know what's going on with it.
Because it's busy attacking buildings.
Sure. Oh, yes, you're right. She said because it's busy attacking buildings. And I'm like, sure, yeah. And I forgot that's actually part of what the upgrades were about. They modified the AI because what was happening was that they made buildings more attractive to the AI, But what ended up happening was that the AI only started to attack buildings. Like, it was like, oh, player, I'm going to go kill this stone instead. Like, oh, you know what? I could kill this player, but I really want to knock down this wall instead. It was only like focused on buildings. So they made it to like, it will only like, attack buildings if it has to pass through that building in order to attack the player. So it was a good patch. It unfortunately just broke things. And, you know, I was looking at the server, and actually it looks like after the most recent restart I did, it looks like it might be running now, but I think there's an issue with Valheim Plus might need to be upgraded, and I don't currently have that upgraded.
The problem was they were non-biologically attracted.
Non-biologically attracted?
Non-biologically attracted. They were attracted to things that weren't alive. It's a bad joke, and I should feel bad. I'm gonna go sit over in my corner.
Her joke is bad, and she should feel bad. No, I don't actually understand her joke, to be honest with you. I really don't get it. But thank you for the joke. I think. I'm not sure. Maybe. But yeah, while we're doing this flying, let's see. I'm trying to Alt-Tab out. It's just not behaving right now. But I wanted to try to load up, and, you know, because after I noticed that it looked like it was running now, I wanted to Alt-Tab out and see if I can load Vortex. Oh, wait, it's not even showing up on my menu now. All right, whatever. I need to see if I can basically pin, because unfortunately I have Steam set to just do upgrades, which normally is okay. But in this instance, it was a bad idea for it to do the auto upgrade. And I think that I might need to make sure that either I can pin it to specific versions or I have the ability to roll back a version if they break something. Because day of my stream, I come to find out, well, it's broken. Guess what? Couldn't do what I wanted to do. Oopsies. Okay, cool. Looks like we are full charge now. So let's go ahead and hit our warp engines. And luckily, it looks like as soon as our research is done, that will give us a little bit faster regen, which is great. So when we pop out of this warp, we should have a little bit faster regen. Yeah, so that's great. But I think that they should add, they either need to add some more tiers to this, or they need to make the regen a little bit faster, or maybe they need to create another tier of fuel, because, like, you saw how long we waited. That was ridiculous. That was a ridiculous amount of time. And I'm like, you know, it took forever. I don't know how long it took, but it took forever. And it's like one of those things where I'm like, you know, I don't even want to fly all the way back during the stream. This is going to be half of my stream flying there. You know, I mean, I don't have all night to sit here and wait for this, you know. I don't, you know. I don't, thank you. But anyway, oh, well, it looks like we will actually make it there on one more jump. I didn't think we were going to. We can actually see the black hole. It's starting to pop up a little bit. There's the black hole. And I'm trying to, like, aim ourselves so we can jump out of warp right where that thing is at. Perfect. There is the planet we're heading to, and you can see the black hole there. Hey, black hole, how are you? And it looks just like the one from Interstellar. And of course, that one from... Wait, where the heck did the planet go? Oh, crap. I just lost it. Oh, there it is. We passed it. Ah, damn it. I did that again.
How did you pass it?
Oh, my God. Don't ask. Brittany's like, how did you pass it? Yeah. You know what she did to me the other night? I was like... She's laughing because she knows what she did to me. So the other night, I'm sitting there, and, like, I flew from, like, one side to the other, and, like, I came out of warp right at the right second. I was about to just go crash landing right into the plant and everything. She came up, and she was just trying to be fun and silly, and she, like, bumped into my keyboard, and, you know, she was, like, kind of bumping into me being silly, and she hit my mouse or my keyboard, and it went flying off. And it took me 15 minutes to actually be able to get back there because I was out of energy at that point. And I had to, like, turn myself around and, like, it was a nightmare. And I was not going to lie, I was a little annoyed about it. But she's laughing about it because it was a very bratty thing to do. But hey, whatever. Anyway. So, but yeah, you might notice that, like, ever since Interstellar, like, this has been the new kind of, design that people are doing for what a black hole looks like. And that's because that's what a black hole would look like. They did a bunch of, it's my understanding that they did a bunch of, like, there was a bunch of mathematical formulas for what a black, look at these little, like, does anyone else see that? It looks like there's like a weird pattern on here, and I'm guessing it's being the reflection of the black hole itself kind of showing up on that texture. I don't know, it's weird. But anyway, so they did a bunch of these math tests. I know math is hard. When they were setting up the rendering and stuff for Interstellar. Now, of course, this is based on my understanding of it, but so don't quote me on this, please. But it's my understanding that they had all these mathematical models and all these different like formulas and stuff for like how a black hole would look and or how it would react. Like, physicists and stuff, they don't focus on like thinking about how it looks. They think about more about how it functions and how it reacts mathematically. Because let's face it, math is the universal language of science. And so they put it, they took these formulas and they put it in their rendering software, and they thought that this little like weird loop and stuff that they were getting, they thought it was a bug, it was an accident. So they went back to the scientists and they were like, hey, so we did this and we're, it looks like we're getting these weird errors. And they looked through it and they double checked it and they realized that no, actually it was right. That's actually the way it would look, because what you're looking at is it's kind of hard to wrap your mind around, but like you're looking at the bottom, the top, and like all these other different parts of the black hole all at the same time. Because black holes, like, they warp space-time because of their mass. Like, they actually like warp. Their gravitational fields are so massive that they warp space-time and everything, and they attract photons towards it and stuff, and like even light can't escape because they're so damn strong that I know there's a joke out there about like, well, just because black holes are strong, just saying like, oh, even light can escape it. My piece of paper can block light too, so it's not that strong. I get that joke, I understand that, but no, like, they're so strong that what they're doing is they're warping the things that you can see behind it. So you're like seeing, it's warping the. I don't remember. Go watch the documentary. It'll explain it better than I ever possibly could. Like, but essentially, you're seeing different parts of the black hole. You're seeing things that are behind it. Like, it's kind of warping it around in some weird way. I'm sure there's other people that can explain it way better than I am, but this is why I don't do those kind of videos, because I love science. I'm super nerdy. I'm not a scientist. I'm just your average computer nerd. Like, I listen to these things. I understand it in my head, but I can't explain it, But, even then, it's hard to wrap your mind around. It's baffling. Anyway, so enough of my long rant about that. I'm not sure if Brittany has actually seen Interstellar. Brittany, have you seen the movie Interstellar?
Pretty sure that I have.
Pretty sure that she has. When Brittany says she's pretty sure about something, that typically means no.
Stop calling me out.
She says, stop calling me out. That's hilarious. I'm not 100% calling her out.
Only 90%?
Only 99.998% calling you out. Yeah. By the way, if you're trying to talk in your microphone, I don't have your volume up. So.
No, I know it's disconnected.
Okay.
That's
like
just
Ken.
Yelling.
That's why she's yelling. Yeah. No, we get that you're yelling. We heard that part. Thank you. But now she's like, I feel all called out. Anyway. Sorry.
Sorry? No, I don't believe it.
She doesn't believe it that I said I'm sorry.
I believe you said it. I don't believe it.
She says that she believes that I said it, but she doesn't believe that I mean it. Shade. Anyway, so yeah, we're just kind of establishing ourselves with some power here. But let's get to setting up a little bit more. So we got that. We got our oh my god, I'm going to keep messing up those words. Unipolar magnetic veins. Oops, that's the wrong thing. I don't want those. So let's go ahead and let's get some of this set up. I'm going to try to push these in as much as we can because we want to be able to get as much of that unipolar magnetic goodness. Just so weird to say. Let's go ahead and drop you right about here, I guess. Why not? And I guess we'll run some of these down since we need to establish some of that. And I guess we'll put you right about here. And you can see that just that one kind of dropping in place. Yeah, it doesn't really do very much. It's just charging very slowly. But that's kind of why I dropped that in place now, because I do want that to start charging up, even though it's charging very, very slowly. But that's okay. And we'll go ahead and we'll drop you right there. And you'll see that that definitely pops it up quite a bit, 23 megawatt. And I brought all of these for the purposes of... Let's make sure that we're kind of pointing these the right way. I kind of like to have these pointing down to the place that I'm most likely to be looking at them, which is this way. And we brought these fully charged because we will use... Oops. Well, I guess that one's out of place, but that's okay. The reason we brought all of these charged is because we're going to let all those discharge into here. And you can see that these are currently discharging at a pretty good rate because it's going to charge this thing up. And we can also tell this to use a lot more of that. And this is going to discharge much quicker.
Putting my headphones back on.
Okay, Brittany. Brittany put her headphones back on. She's not listening to me talking about her. Okay, she actually put her headphones on. Anyway. Yes, I was testing her. Anyway. So yeah, the reason we brought these with us is that we're going to use these to kind of discharge and charge that thing up. And then once they're fully discharged, you know, we can have these things start charging back up. And when the, yeah, and then we're just going to leave this thing, because especially this thing is so far away, we're probably never going to return here. You know, I guess I probably should have brought a little bit more supplies, but we want this thing to be completely self-sufficient. And, you know, it can charge itself up by day. We have some wind to constantly give it some, you know, some additional power. We'll probably never really use as much power generation as we're really having here. But yeah. So, I mean, I'm sure there'll be some periods of it doing a bunch of mining, and then it will just kind of back off and do nothing. So, technically, it could, in between the times that it's, you know, picking stuff up, it'll probably almost never really dip into these things. And we've got plenty here. But you can see that it's still charging up. It's charging at a much quicker rate now that I, you know, found out these things can charge, you know, at a different rate. But now another reason that we brought these is that we can actually create a separate network, which is like right here. And we can go ahead and start discharging these. And we can actually, no, we're not going to do that just yet. We're going to drop down a couple more of these because we want to be able to squeeze as many of these in as we can. But now that we got those two in place, we're just going to totally discharge these. And we're going to use all the power that's in these to currently, to run those at first. And we're going to run, because we want to make sure that we're fully utilizing these belts as much as we possibly can. We're going to end up running 2 of these lines up there. So let's run this one over. Oops, let's go a little tiny bit further. Only because, you know, I'm just picky that way. Oh, guess we have to go over one further. Yeah, because unfortunately the way that this is kind of lined up, it wasn't really fitting in there very well. But now let's go ahead and set this for, you know, remote supply. So as soon as this gets up to the, I think it's, what are we at, 400 for the upgrade on these? Let's see here. Oh, we're up to 600. So this is going to have to recharge up to 600, but you can see we're starting to get some in there. And then we can immediately start sending some back to our main base. But these are discharging first. And we can go ahead and... I mean, it's debatable whether I needed those other ones. It's debatable whether... I'm not entirely sure that these will actually charge this up, but we can actually test that because we do have more of them. I'm kind of curious because, to be honest with you, I've only been doing that because it just seems like it works. But I haven't actually tested to see if it works. I know how scientific of me doing something without actually testing it. But you know what? That is why we're here, to have this conversation and test these things, because why not? And yeah, so we're going to let that run, see how much it's actually using this one belt here before I run one other up there, because I don't want to have any bottlenecks here. So let's see. Yep, you can see already we have one kind of coming in to pick up that load. And as soon as we get up to, we'll hit 1,200, then we'll have a second one start coming in immediately. So watch. As soon as it hits 1,200, it's going to immediately send another ship in. There it goes. So that's why I decided to put the request in before I left, because by the time I get back, we're going to have a bunch of those in place ready to go. And we'll be able to start building more of those. What the heck do they call them? They are plane smelters. The plane smelters. So these will, they're twice the working speed of these, which is great. But by the time we get back, we'll have plenty of resources to be able to start playing with and start making those right away and start upgrading our existing kind of infrastructure. Let's see here. Just trying to squeeze out. There we go. Try to squeeze in as many as I possibly can. When you have each one of these connected to more of those resources, it just means that it will mine them even faster. But you can see that this belt is starting to, kind of hit its limits. So I'm not going to put any more in there. I mean, I think we have a little bit more capacity in there. You can see a couple little breaks in there. But since I have a ton of belts on us, we can go ahead and connect probably one more, or probably two more on there, but I'm definitely going to use a brand new belt. Whoops, did not mean to do that. That was stupid. There we go. And we're just going to run this up side by side, only because I kind of like those to be side by side, because it just looks cooler. It's a little bit more aesthetically pleasing. So it's going to come down this way. I guess we can kind of get rid of this one now. It's kind of in the way anyway. There we go. And we can run more of these down that way as we need to. Let's go ahead and connect that. Cool. And we need to give this some power, but before I do that, I want to see if I can squeeze in some more. The reason I'm trying to see how many of these I can squeeze in first is because if I were to go ahead and drop the power right now, that would reduce the number of these that it makes it a little bit more difficult to kind of work out exactly how many of these you can squeeze in. I think we might be able to squeeze one more in there. Might be rough, but I think we might be able to do it. Even if we only hit one or two of them, it will make it so these mine a little bit quicker. How much quicker? I mean, we're not talking about a lot. It's not a ton. This one we will connect there because you can see it's only hitting like a couple of those mines. It's not very much. But this one, since it is hitting more, just had a notification there. I was curious what that was. It was Apple telling me, thank you for your payment. I have the Apple card, which is kind of nice, especially when you're buying Apple products. It's kind of nice because you get some, points back and stuff. Okay, there we go. You can see this is now starting to itchy nose. You can see this accumulator is now out. Looks like this is now fully charged, so we can, and I actually want to use those for some tests, so we're not going to do that just yet. But now we can go ahead and connect these in. Since those are now fully charged, this is now fully charged. I don't think these are connected. Yeah, because this one's still discharging. Okay, so we need to put one more of these here to make sure that is connected up. Yeah, I know this is going to be off-center, but whatever. But yeah, now that that network is actually connected, and you can see we're on grid network 3, and this is also grid... Is that grid 3? Yes. Okay, so these are all part of the same grid now. You can see these are continuing to charge up. These are now charging from that, and these are running at full. So this should, I mean, oh yeah, you can see like there's 6,000 in the process of being sent back. So before we even leave, we're going to have full capacity on the other side, which is great. We're not going to need that capacity right away. I mean, to be honest with you, we probably could have gotten away with just coming here, just grabbing 2,000 of them, bringing them back, and just working with it from there. But you know what? They're there. They're ready to go. I mean, we could have set up also some production on them. We could have even had them being produced by the time we got back. But I had a feeling that we're going to spend so much of the stream coming here and kind of setting all this up that the trip back I might not do on the stream because it doesn't seem like it's really going to be worth it. Because it's just too damn far. And I don't want to spend the stream just, you know, messing around with that. And to be honest with you, we're not going to be coming back to this black hole. It's just too damn far away. But we came here for those magnets. I wanted to show off what the black hole looks like a little bit. Unfortunately, one thing that they didn't quite get wrong with right with this black hole is that no matter what angle you look at this black hole, you're always going to see that same thing. Because of the way that the accretion disk is. Because like the accretion disk that you're seeing here, it's my understanding that the accretion disk you see here is actually the same accretion disk that is there. You're just seeing, like, no matter which angle you look at it, you're going to see two of those because you're going to see that mirror kind of image. It's really weird how that works. But, yeah, black holes are pretty crazy. Can't believe that, you know, in my lifetime, I actually got to see a picture of what a real black hole looks like. And if you look at those images and you look at, you know, that they got compared to this, you can see that they are, you can see it. Looks just like it. So, yeah, it's pretty amazing. It looked like for a second this one wasn't running. Okay, yeah, so you can see that it's not connected for some reason. That's weird. I thought it was connected. Huh, that was weird. It says it's occupied. Huh, interesting. Port occupied. Oh, that's weird. It's not letting me do that. That was really weird. I haven't had that happen before, but I guess it's good that I actually looked at those. I've never had that happen. Wellsy wellsies. Well, the good thing is we're able to get that one more in there. Excuse me. So, since we have a bunch more of these, you know, we can set up some mining for this, even though, I mean, we don't really need it. But, oh, wait, actually, let's see what other parts of the planet. Because this mine right here is, oh, it's 6.7. Okay, yeah, so there's only one. Oh, wait, no, there is one more. So here's 1.1 million, 1.1 million, 1.1 million. Okay, so there are several more on the planet. So we should set those up. And let's start heading there, because I think we're going to use some logistics drones to do that part. So we will do local demand. I think what we'll do is minimum load for drones. We'll set it to 100%. And then we're going to set, I guess we'll make, because we only have 50 of these on us. So because we're probably never going to come back here, we're going to put all 50 of the ones that we have right in here. So it's going to request from all of these substations what it needs. And it can just grab them from local. So we can set up, you know, one or two of those towers if we need to. Normally I would run some extension lines down here. But before I do that, I want to run a little fun test. And that's a little scientific test we were talking about before. Our scientific, unscientific test. It's not really that scientific. It's just, I just want to see what happens. So what I want to find out, and being scientific here, you know, our hypothesis is going to be that if I place down a We're going to try this both on a planetary logistics and an interplanetary logistics, but we're going to try it first with planetary logistics. And my hypothesis is that if I plop down my planetary logistics and then I only give it an accumulator, it will charge up. And we're going to do the same test again with interplanetary station to see if that does the same thing or not. So let's first go ahead and plop this down. So you can kind of see that this does nothing on its own. See, it's not charging, no power, of course. And because we're being super scientific, even though I know that this doesn't do anything, we're still going to just kind of rule it out as, you know, this can't do anything. So we put that there, and guess what? Still, no power, exactly as expected. So now we're going to take this full accumulator. You can see that it is full. And it currently has 270 megajoules of power in it. We're going to drop that down, and what happens? Does it charge? Yes, it does. It's good to know. This confirms my hypothesis, so that is correct. I'm going to try this one more time with the interstellar logistics. Not that we have to, it's just for giggles. There's another word that I usually use in there, but I'm trying not to curse. I'm really trying. So we're going to drop this interplanetary one. And you can see, just like we did before, power off. Nothing's happening. Put this there. Still nothing. We'll drop one right here. And then this should start charging. And it does. Cool. Great. Awesome. It does do exactly what I thought. Unfortunately, if I delete that right now, it becomes an unpowered accumulator, and we lose the energy that's in it. Unfortunately. Oh, that's interesting. I removed all of the power, and it started to go down in power. I didn't know that. These actually do require having... This is very interesting. I didn't know that. These actually do require a consistent amount of power. So we're going to do another test here. So let's go ahead and set that down to 30 megawatts. Wait, what am I testing? I don't know. We're going to leave that. We're going to let this thing run completely out. And then you can see this thing here. We're going to let that charge up. And we're going to, that's going to keep going. And I'm going to take a look at this. And you can see that we're going down slightly. Discharging power, 900 kilowatts. This is set, so it's 900 kilowatts charging. And it says max charge power is 12 megawatt. But these hold up to, okay, output power is 900 kilowatts each. Okay, that makes sense. Got it, okay. So if I plop down one more of these, that's going to put us at 1.8 megawatts, exactly as expected. Now, if I drop this down to 6 megawatts, nothing's going to happen because we would have to go up to 6 megawatts in order for that to start doing something. But now I'm guessing that when this gets down to the minimum, then it's just going to run out of power, and then that's going to be the end of it. So I guess it's actually good that we put these accumulators on these remote stations, you know, especially if you're only dealing with solar power, for example. You definitely want to have these in place because that would cause a problem. Or at minimum, you want to have some wind power. I'm curious how much wind power would actually help this. Let's try that out. Because it's kind of fun to run these little tests since we're only going to be setting this up, and then that's what we're going to be calling it a night. Because I definitely don't want to head on that trip on the way back. That was kind of painful. So you can see it's currently overloaded. Generation capacity. You know, each of these wind turbines, they don't produce a lot. But you can see it's kind of charging up at 209 kilowatts. Okay. And you can see it's currently overloaded at 209 kilowatts. And I guess it's just going to keep going. And I guess at what point is it going to no longer be overloaded? I guess that could take a while. Consumption demand is 30 megawatt. So let's see if we've lowered that all the way down to the minimum that we can do. So I guess in order to, interesting. So if we delete that, yeah, you can see we start immediately dropping. I don't have any more solar panels, but it would be interesting to see if I have... Oh, let's try this. I'm curious. Well, I'm going to go grab a solar panel, and I want to see what happens if I have a solar panel connected, but it's not currently generating any power. Does that cause it to stop reducing power? I don't think it will. That's going to be my hypothesis. Oops. Is that if we remove... Oh, I just want to make sure we're heading in the right direction. My hypothesis is that if we remove the... if the solar panel's not generating any power, it will still drop in power as well. And of course, I will connect these to the same network when we're done. So it doesn't really matter because we're not going to be using that much power here. These are all full. I mean, honestly, I could connect these right now and it would be no big deal. But that's not what we're really doing for this test. We're trying to set up as much mining here as we can. To be honest with you, it probably wouldn't be a bad idea if... It probably would have made sense for me to bring even more miners here and such, so I could have actually mined even more to set up a miner on every single one of these spots. That probably would have been a smart idea. I didn't do that. Oh well, next time, Gadget, next time. Because we should have just sent enough here to just mine the crap out of this planet and be done with it and never have to return here ever again. If we were going to like strip mine this planet. But okay, so we dropped the solar panel here. You can see it's not generating a whole ton of power. It's generating 309 kilowatts. Is that accurate? Okay, and you can see the power is dropping. We are still continuing to charge a little bit. You can see it's dropping here. That it's dropping down, dropping down. And what I want to see is once this hits 0 kilowatt, I want to see if this, yep, there it goes, and it drops power. Exactly as I expected. I knew that was going to happen. That's okay. Luckily, since this planet does have wind, you don't really have to worry about this. So I guess if your planet has wind, you don't have to worry about this dropping in power ever. Even if you have your accumulators are completely just, soaked up for that. I guess actually this does, present some interesting things. If you're building within your same solar system, you're not dealing with warping. Because remember, these don't actually need the power except for local. If you're using your drones kind of going back and forth for like this drone supplying over to the other drone, the interstellar ones technically don't need power because they only have, it's the sender that's consuming the power. So within the same system, you technically don't have to really worry about, or there is something you do have to worry about. And that is that you do want to make sure that these have at least enough power to maintain the power that they currently have in them. Otherwise, once the power gets cut to a certain point, these are overloaded. If your entire network suddenly becomes overloaded, your mining's overloaded and such, then the next thing you know, your logistics just shuts down because of that. It should be fine for your mining to shut down, but you don't want your logistics to shut down. So in that case, you might want to pay a little bit of attention to how you're putting together your power networks, because you kind of want to separate those. Okay, so let's kind of go through and figure out the best starting point, which is probably right about here. Trying to maximize my coverage. Actually, I don't like how I did that one. Thought it was good, but then I realized I missed out on this one right here. I don't like that, so let's try this one here. And you can see we got plenty of coverage there. I know I did a weird spin there. That was weird. I'm just trying to maximize the coverage space that we get on these. I mean, you don't really have to. Like, this is probably spending a lot more time than I really should. But, it doesn't really matter. So we could probably, see, we could squeeze one more in there. Just trying to maximize that space just because I can. But, to be honest with you, we're not going to be using nearly as many of these. So it's not really necessary. But we're going to do it anyway because we can. This would be important for a little bit later stage of the game if you're really trying to get every little ounce out of it that you can. But let's face it, it's like 7 million on this planet. There's no way in hell I'm going to be using that much as it is on this planet. There's some alternative things that you can use with this. I don't remember what it is. Let's see. Besides using it for that, there's one other alternate recipe that you... Oh, yeah, so it's the particle containers. But the particle containers are only used for a couple of things. Like, the energy exchangers or the interplanetary logistics stations. You can use those. But the particle collectors, like, that's really all it's used for. Okay, the strange matter, yeah, I guess. Okay, yeah. So I guess there are some things you can still get a little bit out of it. It's probably not so bad to have these. So yeah, you can definitely go through all these, but you definitely want to make sure you have a really strong inventory of those. The plane. Oh God, what are they called again? The plane smelters, level 2 smelters. There we go. I know what I'm not talking about, or I don't know what I'm talking about, or something. I don't know. All right, let's go ahead and connect you up, and we're gonna specify that. There we go. It's set to the supply, and once that gets a sufficient quantity in there, then that other logistics will start requesting from it. And since these are only local, it will only have to grab enough from what's local. You can see it's now starting to bring in a little bit, and I think these are currently, yeah, these are 70 capacity, so as soon as that hits 70, which it will really quickly. And I actually want to double check that what I said was that the sender is the one that pays for the power. So we'll see what happens. So this is supplying to local. And, oh wait, actually, I'm sorry. So the local that we have here, unfortunately, is full. So can't really do the test that we wanted, unfortunately. But it is something I will want to test out at one point, because I believe that the sender is the one that pays for the power. Now, since this is a secondary one, probably won't go as overboard with the... actually, you know what? We probably will. Why not? Because why not go overboard when you can? There we go. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to create one more line for this one. We've got plenty of logistics or conveyor belts, so might as well use them. Why not? And this way we can handle the peaks if we really need to. But again, for this game, we're not going to, because we're not taking things that far with it, so I'm not that worried about it. But for that game that, excuse me, that I'm going to be setting up a lot of Dyson spheres pretty much everywhere, because I'm going to want to generate as much power as I possibly can, I definitely will be going a lot more overboard than I normally would with trying to optimize things and trying to be as... Excuse me. Oh my God, I got a frog in my throat here today. You know why I have that kind of frog in my throat today? It's because I was eating a lot of spicy stuff earlier. And that is something that I learned a long time ago when I was going to a voice coach. Voice coach taught me that, like, eating spicy things, you can get that groggy, like, kind of... Because it gives you, like, acid reflux and that kind of stuff. So if you're ever wondering, like, why your voice is, like, really hoarse or whatnot, that's why. That's one of the reasons why. But yeah, I have to start remembering on stream days that I should not eat spicy stuff. And today I kind of went a little bit further. Actually, also last night, like, Brittany made a super spicy dinner for me, and I love spicy, so she knew exactly what I wanted. But I do got to try to make sure stream days I'm not going as spicy as I normally would. So let's see. Let's set up a couple more of these miners over here. We have 52 miners left, so that's good, because we're going to set it up to mine a bunch of other stuff. I mean, we'll just set up for those fractal stuff. I'm not going to go too overboard with the fire ice, because to be honest with you, if you really want more fire ice, just find one of the gas giants. And you can get so much fire ice that, like, in one of my games, I have so much fire ice because there's like an ice giant right next to me that, like, I'm actually burning the fire ice for power. That's how much of it that I have. Yeah, I'm burning off the hydrogen too, but, like, I have so much of it. I'm not going to go that crazy on optimizing this, because it's just not worth my time. But I do want to get more of those extra mines on there, because we already have the resources, so why not? I want to mine it dry, but I don't really need to go that crazy with mining it as fast as we can. So we're just going to connect all these up. As long as we've covered all of the mines, that's all that matters. There we go, and there we go. Let's connect this one up, and then we'll... Oh, we got one more there. So let's go ahead and connect that one up. And we'll actually just we'll cheat a little bit. So we're going to connect this in to there. And then we're going to cheat a little bit and run this one all the way over to here. And then we're just going to use the other conveyor belt just to run into that one. Because it doesn't really matter. Like, we're never going to end up using more than, like, my God, what does this planet have? Like 7 million or 8 million of this, the unipolar. Yeah, we're not going to use all that. Like, my other game, I wouldn't waste this material because it's proven to be a little bit more useful than I originally thought. But yeah. I mean, there's a lot of in this game, but you shouldn't also waste it. Like, you know, I wouldn't destroy it just for funsies because, you know, there's a finite amount of these, and once it's gone, that's it. I mean, you know, so you'll definitely want to make sure you have plenty of those, you know, the plain smelters. But, you know, to be fair with you, once you have a certain number of those, you know, when you deconstruct old areas that you're just not getting resources from anymore, you're going to get those back. So it's not like you're building things that you can't get back, but at the same time, there's a finite number of them. So there's only so many of them you can get in these games. Once you run out, that's it. They're gone. Or geez, is that what infinite means? Or finite means? Of course, that's not what infinite means. Duh. Anyway, sometimes I amuse myself. Yes. All right, so connecting this one up. There we go. And there we go, giving this some power. And then we're going to make sure we get everything connected there. Good, excellent. And then these will just connect. So eventually over time this will run out and then, you know, this will go through. But I doubt that we'll ever get that far. I mean, this is 1.5 million. This is 3 million right here. That's at 4.8 million just right here. Trust me, we're never going that far with it. Okay, so we got a few more of these fractal veins here. So let's go ahead and we need to connect this power over anyway to our to the other pole because that's where we have our power kind of coming through. So let's run that there. It's also a silicon vein. I mean, we could set it up, but you know, I'd rather not use warp to get that in this particular game because by the time we, you know, start needing to use warp to get silicon and stuff, it's very late game, you know. But there we go. That should now have enough power. Let's go ahead and, oh yeah, we wanted to test out the pair versus the sender, so we're definitely going to go ahead and test that out. So we're going to set this one to local demand for this fractal silicon. Then we're going to come over here, and then we don't technically need to set up another one of these logistics, but I just want to do it because I want to see what happens for science. And I guess we'll leave it in there because why not? Like, once we leave the planet, we're never coming back here, so who cares? But yeah, let's go ahead and set that up. We'll set that up to supply. And let's set our max charge rate. Actually, yeah, we can set it all the way up. It doesn't really matter. I mean, who cares? We'll set that to that. We'll put... Oh, we only have one of these left. Well, actually, we can grab some from the other place. I was just thinking, I was like, wait, do I want to waste this one on this test? Doesn't matter, because we can, you know, do it on another one. Okay, so yeah, you see it's charging up a little bit. We're going to let that go. Actually, I guess what we could do to speed this charging up even faster, we can kind of plop that in there, which will connect these all in, and then there you go. Charges up really fast. It's done. We're going to delete that. And then now this is, we're going to delete that too, because now we want this to be, I think I kind of prematurely did this. I don't know, we'll see. But now what we're going to do is we're going to run these veins off of this other network here. And then I want to see what happens when we connect this in, when we start sending resources to it, because my hypothesis here is that it's the sender that pays for the power. It's not the receiver. And I will be surprised if that is wrong. But hey, that's why we're doing this, for science. So yeah, let's go ahead and connect that in. We want to be very cautious not to have the wrong thing going in. We're going to get a bunch of these resources queued up, because when I connect that in, again, we're just going for coverage, not speed. I want to use a couple of those miners for some other things. There we go. And this will queue up enough that, we can have several of these drones kind of come in all at once to grab a bunch of resources, because remember, it needs 70. So in order for this test to really work correctly, we needed to have it kind of come in and grab a bunch. These are sloppy. I don't really care. It's fine. It's all good. See, power off, cannot charge. It's 174. Okay, fine. Cool, great. And now let's run this belt in there. And now what should happen is the other one should immediately, well, not immediately, as soon as this hits 70, it should start sending some of those local logistics drones to come grab some stuff from there. There it goes. Just sends one in. It should immediately send another one in. Start sending another one in, another one. And these are going to come in really quickly. And what I want to see is when these drones kind of touch on, you can see we're at 173. With a couple of these kind of coming in really quickly, do they immediately use some of that charge? And then we're going to disconnect this right now. Okay, we're at 172. We're watching it. We're watching it. They kind of come in. They pick up a little bit. 1710. Of course, we're going down, which is expected. We knew that was going to happen. But what I want to see is, does it drop? Does it drop a lot? And I don't think it does. I guess what we should have done is we probably shouldn't have charged this thing up totally. We should have actually waited a little bit. Yeah. Well, we're gonna, what we're gonna do? We're gonna let this thing completely drain itself out, and that's pretty close. So now let's go ahead and destroy that. That's okay. We only had like one in there. Oh, we picked it up anyway. But now what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to have this thing connect when there is no power. You can see there is currently no power. Power's off, and let's see if that goes through. I think that this does work, and this is part of the thing that gave me that first suspicion that it's the sender who pays for the power. You can see that it was able to successfully connect. And there it goes. Now I'm going to set this down to like 6 megawatts, so it's only able to charge very slowly, but let's see what happens. Let's make sure that these are still able to kind of come through and grab that. We're going to tell it to stop, gathering more of those resources. And we're going to wait for it to complete picking up all those. And then what we're going to do is we're going to let it charge up just a tiny second. So we're going to connect it for a real quick second and delete it instantly. Well, not instantly, but quickly. We can't delete it instantly. I mean, that's not how things work. It's not how reality works. Okay, cool. Now we're there. And now let's go ahead and we're going to connect this for just a second. And then delete it. And then you can see that we are at, we're ticking down really fast, which is expected. 784. And now what should happen is if the receiver has to pay anything, this should drop down really quickly after a couple of these touch down. And I don't think they will, but you can see it's kind of going down at a pretty consistent rate. There it goes. Come on, you can do it. Now we're watching it like a hawk. 624, okay, 6, okay. Still going down at the same rate. And, yeah, it's going to empty it out. And so, yeah, technically, these don't need power at all. So you can, so basically what it comes down to is when you're dealing with these kind of like, you're just mining the crap out of a planet, and you have some, logistics that are set up all around the planet. You don't have to worry about powering these because they don't technically need power. It doesn't matter. Unless you have drones in these that are sending to the remote. And in that case, it doesn't really matter. Then you do need to have, well, no, it does matter, because then you do need to have power on these local ones. But for the tests that we're, for what we're doing here, we're just setting up a bunch of mining, as much mining as we can, and then that's it. We're going to leave the planet, never to return. It doesn't matter. So, there we go. We're going to let that do its thing. We're going to kind of come over here. We're going to set up one more of these. We're just going to use up the remaining miners that we have. Try to get as much of this off the planet as we can. I think we're mining all of the unipolar magnets. That's such a silly phrase. There we go. Now let's go ahead and do that. Cool. There we go. And there we go with that. Kind of zoned out there for a second. I do that a lot while I'm playing this game. I just go in the zone, drop my belts. Okay, that sounds really not quite what I meant to say, but all right. That's what she said moment. But anyway, I said belts, you perverts. All right, so connecting that in. Let's give this a little bit longer. Yeah, I know. There we go with that, and there we go. Oh yeah, I want to see how much dirt we can get out of these. That's why I brought a bunch of foundation with us. So let's see. That's because I'm curious if that, the whole thing about like getting more of those materials when you're further away. I was kind of curious if you'd also get a lot more dirt, but I mean, it looks pretty standard. It doesn't look like, you're not getting like 100,000 for your max or anything. It looks like you're getting a standard amount, a pretty good amount. I mean, these are 30K. I mean, so far 60-something K is my highest that I found in this game. For soil on the maximum size, so the maximum grid for soil, so far the largest I've ever found is 60K. If anybody has found something bigger in the game, please let me know. I'm really curious about that. Oh, this one might be a good one. Yeah, see, this one's a good one. This is like a 47K. Don't really need to get these. I mean, look, we almost have, we got 2.5 million. We're just using this up because we're here. Why not? Like, doesn't really matter. When you get up to this much soil, like, honestly, it only really matters when you go to the planets that are, like, pure ocean or sulfur. I haven't gone to a sulfur planet yet. I still need to. Probably going to end up doing that in my other seed, because that one seed I will definitely need to do it. But yeah, just kind of going around, just grabbing up whatever we can. Just using up a bunch of that foundation. Since we brought all of it with us, why not? I mean, on the way back, of course, we're going to grab as much material as we can. Well, this should be a good one. You can tell when it gets these dual layer ones, it's a good amount. Oh yeah, look, there you go. There's a 50K right there. So yeah, it's 54 is what we got out of that. So that was nice. So yeah, when you get those dual layer, that's when you can tell there's going to be a good amount on it. But yeah, when you get up to this amount, like, it doesn't really matter anymore. You have plenty of soil. You can pretty much cover, okay, you can't cover a planet, but you can cover a lot. And at this point, we're just going to fly around a little bit. But I mean, you can see, like, just to fill in this hole, like, wow, yeah, that takes 51K to fill that in. So that's quite a bit. I mean, I guess that we could use up all of our foundation and whatnot, just covering in all of our soil, just covering in, just the holes in this planet alone. So yeah, I guess you could end up using quite a bit. But yeah, I think we'll be okay. It's not like soil is like an impossible thing to find. It's just during those initial stages, it can be a little bit annoying to find. Wait, how did we drop in the amount that we have? Did I end up accidentally filling in something? I might have. I think I did. 'Cause I thought we were at 3.58 million. I can't look at the replay, unfortunately, right now. Lack of an item. Okay, we used up all of our foundation. Who cares? But yeah, we just. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. I was at 2.5. So yeah, I just got 1 million out of it. So that's awesome. It's tons. It's quite a bit. All right. So let's see here. Let's finish getting as much as we can, and then we're gonna call it a night. My headache, unfortunately, is starting to return a little bit. I gotta make an appointment with my doctor, unfortunately. Over the past, 10 minutes, it started hitting in. I guess that's why I'm starting to zone out a little bit, because I can tell my headache's starting to kind of come on. I gotta make an appointment with my doctor. Unfortunately, these headaches are kind of getting out of control. Yeah, I guess it's never really good when you have headaches. It's, I think Family Guy made a joke about that, about a, you know what, we're not even going to make that joke here, because, yeah. All right, so we're going to kind of drop down some more of these mines here, and then get as much of this as we can. I guess we'll set up another logistics here, because I don't feel like running the belts all the way over there. Just going to put down as many of these as we can. And then we will call it a night. Yeah, that's covering all of them that we need to cover. Set up some logistics. And then off camera, basically as I'm ordering food or whatever. Yeah, we eat out a lot. I know. Give me crap about that. Why don't you? But yeah, I'll fly back. So the next session, we don't have to do that. So speaking of next session, so this weekend is July 4th. I am, for those not in the U.S., that is a big holiday here. It's Independence Day. Google it if you don't know what that means. It's a national holiday. I don't know if I'm going to be streaming on Saturday. I know Thursday was a weird day for the show. I am also looking at potentially changing around my schedule a little bit. I've been working out some ideas and kind of going through some stuff. And I've been thinking a little bit about, the way that I've been doing my stream. And I've been thinking, do I want to continue to stream twice a week? Because, here's the thing, for me to stream, I have to put on face. Okay, yeah, I guess I can go without makeup and that kind of thing, but hey, it's kind of a dysphoria thing. It's better for me to stream when I have face on, but that takes time. There's a lot of setup involved in streaming for me. I know there's a lot of streamers that just they turn on their camera, they're good to go, they're like, that's it. I was listening to this one streamer talk about they were given their here's a top tip or a top 10, tips for streamers. It's one of those kind of things. I always listen to those things, always listening to, I'm always out there trying to get, learn something new from somebody. Always constantly doing that. And when I was listening, oh wow, my headache's really starting to kick in. And I was listening to them, and one of the things that they had mentioned was, their setup process. And they're like, yeah, they go through, they check all their scenes, which is something I did tonight for the first time. I haven't done that before. It's part of my new checklist. I'm actually working on a checklist. Make sure each of your buttons work in your stream deck, that kind of stuff. And that would have saved me some embarrassment in the past had I've actually done that in the past. And they were like, yeah, spending that extra 15 minutes to, on top of the 5 minutes that it took to get my stream ready beforehand helped save some things. I'm like, it takes you 20 minutes to get ready for your stream, including your full checklist. I'm like, oh my God. It takes me an hour. Honestly, okay, face takes me 20, 30 minutes, depending on how fast I am that day. Some days, whatever. But, it takes a half hour to get on face, get, find a nice outfit I want. I brush my hair, that kind of stuff. I have to set up my green screen. I have to get the lighting all set up. I have to get my mixer kind of going, do some sound checks, get, reboot my computer and all that kind of crap. And sometimes I have to start up the server, if I'm doing Valheim, and it takes a good hour, a little over an hour to kind of get ready. So anyway, so without my big giant rant about that, like, it takes time to kind of get all these things in place, and I'm like, wow, you do it in such a short period of time, and I'm like, maybe because of the fact that I have to put on face and all that stuff, like maybe it's time to start thinking a little bit how I can modify some things for my stream, because I'd rather spend a little more of my time either prepping content, meaning like doing things off stream to like kind of come up with a better plan of what I want to do on my stream, that kind of stuff. I'd rather spend my time on that than a lot of the time putting on face and that kind of stuff. So I'm working out some ideas on what I want to do. I might be changing up my schedule. I know I've mentioned that quite a few times, and I'm still really thinking about that. Especially as lockdown is starting to slowly come away, which is amazing, let me tell you. It's also made me start thinking about, once the clubs and stuff are like in full swing again, which they kind of are in San Francisco. The clubs are reopening, that kind of stuff. I mean, yes, I did actually go to a club, and I'm fully vaccinated, for the record. If you're going to go to a club, you better be fully vaccinated. Like honestly, if you only had the Johnson and Johnson, you should not be going to a club. Like seriously, people. Like it's not strong enough for this at this stage. If you cannot get the coronavirus or excuse me, not the coronavirus. If you can't get the vaccine, I know that I wasn't going to talk about this stuff on the stream, but like I just have to. If you have a medical reason why you can't, don't go to a club. You should not be going to a club. Plain and simple. Like, this is still going on, people. Anyway, I did go, and it was amazing. It was awesome to finally like get out to the club and that kind of stuff. And but yeah. So anyway, but as the clubs start opening up, the weekends are kind of a thing I like to do. So I've been thinking a little bit about when I do start getting out to being able to do that stuff, do I want to be streaming on a Saturday night? Probably not, because I don't want to end up having to cancel my stream a lot, because I am wanting to go out some Saturdays. So I'm thinking about how that's going to affect my stream. And the other thing I've been thinking is, well, do I really need to have my face in? Maybe I can just do once a week where I don't have my face on and just say, okay, you know what, we're just going to do a little bit more chill kind of stream. Maybe I want to start working out some more prepared videos. Maybe I want to start doing some more like game reviews, that kind of stuff. So I'm doing some thinking about how exactly I want to take my stream. And yeah, that's basically to sum it up. We're going to drop these turbines down just to make sure we have enough power here that we never have to return, even though I know we will. And yeah, I think that we've made a lot of progress tonight, and things are good. We have these unipolar magnets now. And by the time we get back, we are going to have so many of them that we can drown a goldfish. I don't know how you drown a goldfish, but wait, can you drown? Wait, yeah, I guess you can drown a goldfish if you put it in something that doesn't have oxygen, I suppose. Anyway, okay, that was a really bad one. I don't know where that was coming from. But anyway, but yeah, we're going to have plenty of those unipolar, I hate that word, unipolar magnets. They've already been sent there. They're already on the main planet. So, but yeah, and we'll pick up on that where we left off next stream, and I will fly my happy self there. Actually, I think I'm just taking a look to see, is there anything else we want to do on this planet before we leave? And I don't think we do. Yeah, we've got these things kind of set up. We're good to go. I mean, I guess we could. We got 13 miners. There's really nothing that... Oh, you know what? There's coal. I guess we'll just set up a little bit more for coal. Why not? I mean, I'm here. I guess I'll just deal with it. Yeah, because I'm being super lazy, and I kind of want to finish this up. Yeah, we're being super lazy here. And we're going to set this up to do that, and set it to do local demands, remote supply, cool. Set the same thing here. Because I just want to set these up really fast, and I kind of want to end the stream with me heading back to the other planet, so that's the only reason I'm doing this now. So we're just going to make sure this starts up. There's not a lot of coal here. There's only 420 Yeah, there's only 421,000, so there wasn't really a lot here anyway, so we're just going to set that up. And in the event that I really want to spend warp to get coal, because coal is kind of a pain in the neck to get, we can use that. I don't foresee us ever running into that situation, but hey, it's now here if we ever actually need it. Guess we'll just drop down a few more mines. I just want to make sure that this works before we leave. Kind of one of those, like, test your code, you know, before you go in production kind of things. There we go. Excellent. Let's make sure that drone kind of picks it up. You know, I think we'll be good. Cool. So let's drop that there. Remember where our home planet is, which is another funny one. Oh my god, my head is killing me suddenly. Jesus. I think it's this system right here. Oh wait, no, it's not that system there. It's this one, I think, here, which has, yep, there is our main planet, which is Brittany the Sexy, I believe. That is our planet, yep. Either way, oh yeah, there we go. Oh wait, no, sorry, that's our lava planet. Larval planet? Lava planet, yeah. Here, it's Andre the Sexy. That's what it was. I knew it was one of the sexies. Cool, so we're good on that. Let's kind of take off, and we're not going to do the thing that I did last time. We're just going to head right into warp as soon as it lets us do that, which means that we have to get altitude of 1,000 meters up. And let's hit that warp engine, and there we go. Cool. Well, thank you very much for hanging out. It was great. I may or may not be back on Saturday at 7 p.m. Pacific time, not specific time, but if I'm not back here, please check my schedule on YouTube and or on Twitch. I have it both posted on there. If you want to contact me, I now have my email address listed on the description page of YouTube. And it is Jolene at jolenesparkles.com. You can just reach me there. And if you want to contact me about anything, got any game ideas, anything like that, if you want to, I don't know, throw anything by me, or if you got any cool artwork you want me to check out, you know, totally go for it. But anyway, until then, thank you all. Check the schedule. So either I will be here on Saturday, or possibly it might be next Wednesday at 7 p.m. Pacific time. It's a Pacific time. I keep making that joke and I keep messing myself up. But anyway. Crap, sorry, I hit the wrong button a little bit too early. Anyway, thank you all. Oh, my head is killing me. Thank you all. Thank you so much. Have a great 4th of July. If you are an American, if you are not an American, have a great weekend. If I might see you on Saturday, we'll kind of see. But until then, bye, my unicorns. Have a great day. Bye.